ng drama, tawanan, balita at all-time favorite music hits. Sa lungkot at ligaya, kami pa rin ang inyong kasama. We're the place where you truly belong. Mula sa TVH Group of Networks, ito ang inyong himpilan. Ito ang inyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Good evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This is koolNews at 6. I'm Caro. We are live on Cool FM and News Radio 98.1, where we share the latest news stories that truly care for you. Let's begin with our first headlines. The Department of Agriculture may declare a food security emergency for rice by Tuesday next week, its top officials said on Friday. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Duloro Jr. said the agency received the official copy of the National Price Coordinating Council's resolution recommending the emergency declaration. Well, my office just received the resolution yesterday while I was still in the US, which I have to sign as part of the board. Then probably by Tuesday, we will likely be declaring the rice emergency. Laurel said on the sidelines of the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the DA and grocery store chain operator Merrimark Consumer Corporation. Laurel said the DA has yet to review the NPCC resolution thoroughly. The agriculture chief said that is very welcome because it will reduce the volume of stocks stored in warehouse, and farmers will also be happy because the National Food Authority will be able to buy rice from them because there is enough storage. And releasing 300,000 metric tons of rice to the market within 6 months, I think will soften the market and hopefully rice prices will go down a little more. He added. The DA has been pushing for the declaration of a food security emergency to elevate retail prices of rice as a staple Filipino food. Once the declaration is made, NFA buffer stocks will be sold to government agencies and local government units at 36 pesos per kilogram and consumers at 38 pesos per kilogram. The DA is authorized by the amended rice purification law to declare a food security emergency on rice in case of a supply shortage or extraordinary increase in rice prices. It previously said releasing the NFA's buffer stock could help bring down prices and at the same time decongest warehouses in preparation for the February harvest. Meanwhile, a Filipino police colonel was among the fatalities in the deadly mid-air collision between an American Airlines jetliner and a United States Army helicopter over Washington, D.C., the Philippine National Police confirmed on Friday. The PNP said in a statement, the Philippine National Police mourns the tragic loss of Police Colonel Pergentino and Malabet, chief of the Supply Management Division, who was among those on board the American Airlines flight that collided mid-air with a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter near Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C., and crashed into the Potomac River on Wednesday night. PNP Public Information Office Chief Colonel Randolph Tuano said Malabet was granted foreign travel authority and left for India on January 22 to inspect armored vests bought by the PNP Directorate for Logistics. The Supply Management Division Chief traveled to the U.S. to visit the company that owned the vest to test them out, Tuano said in the press briefing at Camp Cameron on Friday. Malabet was then instructed to pay a courtesy exit call to PCOL. Moises Villaseran, the country's police attaché in Washington, D.C. He was traveling with a police non-commissioned officer and a non-uniformed personnel, Tuano added, but he set out to visit Villaseran alone. Tuano said initially Washington police identified them based on documents, meaning their identities are unofficial. What they're saying in the United States is that it would become official only when their kin arrives to identify the cadaver. The PANP is helping his wife. They are arranging to buy her a ticket to the US. She'll be assisted by our police attaches, Tuano explained. The commercial jetliner was approaching Reagan National Airport late evening Wednesday or Thursday in Manila time when it figured in the mishap with the US Army helicopter. There were 60 passengers and 4 crew members aboard the jetliner, while 3 soldiers were aboard the helicopter. At the White House press conference, US President Donald Trump said there were no survivors. Tuano said 30 bodies have been recovered, according to a report from Jimmy Ramon Torre Escalon Jr., Deputy Chief of Mission at the Philippine Embassy in Washington, D.C. The PNP said, "We extend our deepest condolences to his," or referring to Malabed, bereaved family, loved ones, and colleagues. The PNP is committed to providing them with all necessary support during this difficult time. There are already initial plans as to what the appropriate honors should be accorded, Colonel Malabed, Tuano said. Malabed was a member of the PNP academic class of 1998. Meanwhile, the Commission on Elections or COMELEC will train in March over 186,000 teachers who will serve as electoral board members in the 2025 midterm elections. During the briefing on the updates of the upcoming elections conducted on Friday, COMELEC Human Resources and Technical Support Group Head Director Margaret Ching said 186,574 EB members will be trained from March 3 to 31. Based on feedback from several regions, especially from the bigger provinces such as Bulacan, the EB training will have to spill over to the first week of April due to the fact that we also have to harmonize our schedule with the Department of Education, Ching said in her presentation. Republic Act No. 10756, or an act rendering election service non-compulsory for public school teachers, states that the COMELEC may tap the assistance of the Department of Education's non-teaching personnel and other government employees, as well as private school teachers, to render election-related services. The COMELEC will also train 9,766 Philippine National Police officers who will act as special EB members in case the officers can no longer serve on Election Day. Meanwhile, the 3-month training for election workers began on Monday and will last until April. And finally, it's time for the weather. Cooler weather is expected in Luzon next week as the northeast monsoon or amihan will intensify starting Monday, February 3, according to the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration, or PAGASA. PAGASA weather specialist Benison Estareja said, by February 3, the northeast monsoon or amihan will strengthen and the scenario will prevail for the rest of February. Some areas will still experience rains like Cagayan Valley, the Cordillera region, and Aurora, while the rest of Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao will have chances of rain and thunderstorms, Estareja added. Estareja added that the warm easterlies or the winds coming from the Pacific Ocean will prevail throughout the country this weekend. The Davao region, Sarskagen, and and Barnum and nearby areas in eastern and central Mindanao will experience scattered rains and thunderstorms. Rain showers are also expected on Friday due to the northeast monsoon, shear line, and easterlies, PAGASA added. Gale warnings were also raised over some parts of Luzon. This is koolNews at 6 as we will return with more news headlines when we return after the break.
This koolNews edition was brought to you by TVH, the home of entertainment. Tutok na sa TVH. Available in high definition via Delsat TV. Bisitahin ang youtube.com/@TVH Network PH para sa inyong paboritong mga highlights at live shows. Your Ace Supermarket, ang budget-friendly supermarket ng Pilipinas. Now in 6,900 locations around the Philippines and Southeast Asia. Pride Powder Detergent. All you need is Pride. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified world-class quality.
ACS.
Katips Hot Dog. Amoy na amoy ang sarap. Kids can tell. Ultron Blaze 100 Euro 6 for a more powerful, cleaner, and efficient engine. And B Malumi Power Ace, ang patuka ng masa.
Hello, welcome to the cafe. How can I assist you today, Master?
Vanilla latte and strawberry donuts, please.
Anything else you like? Master?
I'm sorry. I was reading this dedicated magazine page. All of there's random technology in the world and into usual pop culture, you know?
Yes, Master. All of these are available here in the cafe. In the meantime, would you like to listen to our owner's podcast?
Hey everyone, good evening and welcome to my cafe. Good day everyone. How is your evening so far?
This is Ashley's Cafe. Mondays to Thursdays, 6:30 p.m. and Fridays, 9:30 p.m. Only here on Cool FM. You're listening to Cool FM.
Number one sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide pa!
Pag may lagnat si bunso at mapait ang gamot, pahirapan sa pag-inom. Pero pag Kidilets, madaling inumin para gumaling.
United Home Kitty-Lets. Chewable paracetamol in candy flavors.
Unilab yan.
Paracetamol is the generic name of Kitty-Lets. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Si Senadora Amy natulungan.
Pagbura sa utang na magsasaka. Dagdag benepisyo sa matatanda. Mga solo parent, hindi pinabayaan. Suportado rin natin ang barangay at sangguniang kabataan.
Ay maraming salamat, Senator Amy Marcos.
This is a paid advertisement.
Basta't kapit-bisig, kakayanin ang lahat. Kayong aming bayani, walang magagawa kung walang manggagawa. Pinoy workers, Pinoy workers. 122, tandaan, 122. Pinoy workers, Pinoy workers, Pinoy workers. 122, tandaan, kayo't Pinoy, lakas Pinoy.
Brush, 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 3 times a day. Brush, brush, brush to keep cavities away. Brush, 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 3 times a day. Brush with Colgate. Brush, 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 body strong, strong, strong. Brush, 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 body Colgate strong. Brush with Colgate. Brush, 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 body Colgate strong. Brush with Colgate. Star Wax, Star Wax Wax. Always remember, sa paglinis, pakitawin ang sahig. Mrs. Star Wax Wax. Kitang na to the max.
Star Wax, ang number 1 floor wax. May waterproof formula. Buhusan man ang tubig, balikin tabang sahig.
Star Wax Wax. Kitang na to the max, max, max.
Star Wax Floor Wax. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified world-class quality.
ACS.
Mancha, 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 ang daming labada.
Sa unang babad pa lang, si Breeze nagtatanggal.
Based on lab test mud and polyester, results may vary.
Mancha, freeze 3 washes back ka na.
Kahit 3 times dami ng laba, Breeze 3 washes pack. Refers up to 3 wash loads, up to 18 to 20 pieces per wash.
Breeze, may bagong energy na! Pinakabago, pinakamainam na Enervon Z+. Pinalakas ng zinc, vitamin C, vitamins B1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 12, at vitamin E. Pinakabago, pinakamainam na Enervon.
Enervon Z+.
Unilab yan.
Multivitamins plus zinc is the generic name of Enervon Z+. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Pangarap ay umangat pero minsan ay salungat. Sa barangay nagtutulungan at may taglay na kabayanihan. Kabayani kita sa hirap. Ikaw ang inspirasyon. Kahit di madali, katuwang sa bawat sandali. Kabayani kita sa One Hinebra Nation. Sa tapang nyo, mas ganado ako. Kabayani kita sa One Hinebra Nation. Kaya para sa barangay, ako namang magbibigay. Kabayani ka. Kabayani, kabayani, kabayani kita. Sa
Drink responsibly.
Wow, Mare, long time no see. Sa dinami-rami ng lugar, dito pa tayo magkikita. Saan ka pupunta at mukhang pagod na pagod ka na?
Oo, Mare. Ito, hinahanap ko si Mark.
Sino si Mark, Mare? Baka magselos dyan si pare, ha?
Naku, Mare, hindi. Actually, si pare mo ang nagpapahanap sa akin ng Mark Cafe 5-in-1 plus 1 coffee mix. Kanina pa ako ikot ng ikot dito sa bayan pero di ko matagpuan.
Naku, Mare, di sana tinext mo ako. Kasi pati kami ng pare mo, Mark Cafe din ang iniinom namin. At alam mo kung anong good news? Dito sa Lucena City, naandyan sa TGP ang Mark Cafe 5-in-1 plus 1 coffee mix. TGP! TGP!
TGP. Ngayon, alam mo na. The Generics Pharmacy. Available na ang Mark Cafe 5-in-1 plus 1 coffee mix.
Kahit may edad na kami, masigla pa din.
Tuloy lang sa activities on the go!
Dahil sa healthy lifestyle at tulong ng Artrisin. Para sa mga active adults, may Artrisin. Ang Artrisin ay undonatured type 2 collagen at MSM. Kasama ng proper diet at exercise, maaaring makatulong ang Artrisin. Let's go!
Make your move, baby!
Artrisin, get going! Mahalagang paalala, ang Artrisin ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Abante Vista Party List number 35. Number 35 Vista Party List.
Ako po si Vice Ganda, sumusuporta sa 107 ang Kasangga.
107 now, 107 now, 107 now, ang Kasangga.
107 ang Kasangga Party List.
Let's continue with our headlines. President Ferdinand Bongbong R. Marcos Jr. on Friday described the latest social weather station survey, which showed that more than half of Filipinos are satisfied with his administration's performance as very encouraging. In an unabashed interview in Pasay City, Marcos said it is uplifting to see that their efforts are reaching many people. He said, "So of course, it is very encouraging. Of course, it will boost our spirits to strengthen and improve our work even more." In a statement on Thursday, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin also said the Marcos administration is grateful for the survey results, showing that 59% of Filipinos are pleased with the government's performance. As always, we are grateful for the people's support as reflected in surveys that have consistently placed us in overwhelmingly positive territory, Bersamin's statement read. However, he also noted that survey results are mostly a weather vane for public opinion, reflecting how much people support government policies, but not necessarily how effective those policies are. In that sense, the truest measure of public service is whether we improve our people's lives. This remains the primary standard by which we measure our work, Bersamin said. Meanwhile, as digital fraud continues to surge and online scammers refine their tactics, Senator Mark Villier has introduced the proposed Anti-Financial Scamming Act, a groundbreaking legislative proposal designed to fortify Filipinos against a widening array of cyber threats. The bill, which Villier says enjoys broad support in the Senate, aims to plug legal loopholes and empower authorities to act decisively against perpetrators who exploit electronic financial transactions. Phishing, smishing, phishing, and even squishing have emerged as prevalent tactics in the scammer's playbook. More than 8,000 Filipinos reportedly fell victim to online fraud in the first 8 months of 2023 alone, collectively losing over 155 million pesos. One particularly distressing incident highlighted by Senator Villar involved a cancer patient whose much needed medical funds were drained from an e wallet account, underscoring the life altering damage these schemes can inflict on unsuspecting citizens. Villar emphasized the urgency of updating the country's legal framework to tackle modern cybercrime. While the Anti Money Laundering Act serves as a cornerstone in combating financial crimes, it chiefly addresses money laundering, leaving direct digital scamming activities insufficiently covered. The Anti-Financial Scamming Act, he pointed out, specifically targets criminal schemes such as money mulling and social engineering, making these activities clearly punishable under Philippine law. With the emergence of new forms of scamming like phishing, and smishing, our laws must keep up with the dynamic changes in the digital environment, Villiers said. We are proposing the Anti-Financial Scamming Act to ensure legislation specifically directed against scammers who utilize financial accounts. Under the proposed Anti-Financial Scamming Act, the Bangko Sentral na Pilipinas will be granted broader authority to investigate suspicious accounts without the usual constraints of secrecy laws. This measure aims to expedite the process of freezing questionable transactions, safeguarding account holders from potential losses. Additionally, the proposed legislation requires financial institutions to adopt multi-factor authentication and advanced fraud management systems to fortify account security for Filipino consumers. Several prominent senators have rallied behind Villar's initiative, reflecting its significance in protecting Filipino consumers. Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri, Majority Leader Joe Villanueva, and Senators Win Cachillian, Roman Revilla Jr., and Chico Estrada have co-sponsored the bill, underscoring the Senate's collective resolve to eradicate online fraud. During his sponsorship speech, Villar condemned the alarming spike in financial cybercrime, highlighting how even small sums crucial for daily necessities were being siphoned by scammers. The efforts of our countrymen to earn money for their everyday expenses are being stolen by scammers. These are heinous crimes against our people, and it is upon us to ensure that they will be put to a stop as soon as possible, he said in the mix of Filipino and English. Having successfully undergone the Senate's period of interpellations, the anti-financial scamming bill now moves into the period of amendments before heading for further legislative processes. Once enacted, it will serve as the nation's primary legal safeguard against online fraud, financial fraud, giving law enforcement and financial institutions the tools they need to identify and hold scammers more quickly. Villiers said, "I cannot just sit and do nothing while scammers steal the hard-earned money of our kababayans," Villiers said. Through the Anti-Financial Scamming Act, we will have stronger safeguards and empower our financial institutions to take proactive measures against these cybercriminals. With support from both policymakers and financial leaders, the proposed Anti-Financial Scamming Act represents a pivotal stride towards a safer digital future for all Filipinos, one in which fraudsters can no longer prey on vulnerable individuals and families striving to secure their hard-earned savings. Meanwhile, in a significant push towards promoting healthier eating habits, Quezon City Mayor John Belmonte has signed the implementing rules and regulations for the city's calorie labeling ordinance. Starting December 2025, restaurants with 5 or more branches operating in Quezon City will be required to display calorie counts on their menus, marking a crucial step in fostering informed and health-conscious food choices among residents. During a media briefing at Quezon City Hall, Belmonte emphasized the empowering effects of calorie labeling. Labeling, yeah. With this step, our residents will be more empowered. When calorie labels are available on restaurant menus, Q citizens will have the power to choose healthier food options, she stated. With the right information, we can also promote a city that prioritizes health and nutrition. As detailed by Dr. Ramona Asuncion DG Abarquez, head of the Quezon City Health Department, the ordinance will be implemented in 3 phases. The first phase in 2025 will see larger establishments displaying calories. In 2026, when those with 2 or more branches will follow, culminating in 2027 when all food businesses in the city must comply. This initiative is not just about labeling, it reflects a broader commitment to public health. And Kabayan Party List Representative Percival Sadana appealed to fellow lawmakers to impeach Vice President Sara Duterte, stressing the Solons should not mind their own votes but mind the good of the country ahead of the 2025 midterm elections. Sadana told reporters on Friday as supporters gathered at the People Power Monument, the impeachment complaints have been still for nearly 2 months now. The people are here now, asking Congress, when will you act on it? We know it's election season, but in the end, let us not think about the votes. Let us think about the good of the country, the Akbayan representative added. And finally, into the international business, the price of gold hit a new record on Thursday, lifted by uncertainty over the economic policies of U.S. President Donald Trump and the dollar's weakness following a disappointing U.S. growth report. Around 6 p.m. GMT, gold was trading at $2,844 an ounce after earlier in the session hitting a record high of $2,853, bursting through its previous record of $2,790 in late October. The previous peak owed in large part to geopolitical unrest in the Middle East and Ukraine, whereas Thursday's part was more linked to inflationary concerns about Trump's policies, according to Susanna Streeter, head of money and markets at Garbs Lansdowne. She said, gold is shining as a safe haven asset with investors seeking shelter to weather this storm of unpredictability. With U.S. President Donald Trump still dangling the threat of troops over near neighbors and far forces, there are concerns that they could push up U.S. consumer prices, increase inflation, and lead to interest rates staying higher for longer. She added that this week's gradations on stock markets caused by progress made by Chinese AI rival DeepSeek may also have helped gold's glittering run upwards. And finally, in the entertainment, the 2025 Grammy Awards are right around the corner, which means it is time to get those viewing party plans in action. The 67th Annual Grammy Awards will still take place Sunday at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, though the Recording Academy has refocused its aim to support relief efforts following the devastating Los Angeles area wildfires. The main show will air live on CBS and Paramount Plus beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern. Paramount Plus with Showtime subscribers can also watch live and on demand. Benson Boone, Billie Eilish, Chappell Roan, Charlie XCX, Doja Chi, Ray, Sabrina Carpenter, Shakira, and Teddy Swims will perform at the Grammys. Stevie Wonder and Janelle Monáe will headline a tribute to the late legendary producer Quincy Jones. Brad Paisley, Brittany Howard, Coldplay's Chris Martin, Cynthia Erivo, Herbie Hancock, Jacob Collier, John Legend, Lainey Wilson, Sheryl Crow, and St. Vincent will also appear. Comedian Trevor Noah will host the show for the 5th consecutive time. The only other people to host 5 Omar Grammy telecasts were musical artist Andy Williams, hosted 7 shows, followed by John Denver with 6 and LL Cool J with 5. With that, it is now 6:30 p.m. and that brings us to the end of koolNews at 6. We will return with more news headlines later with koolNews Prime Time at 11:30 p.m. Until then, I'm Pyro. This has been koolNews at 6. The music continues with pop finest right here on Kool FM. Good evening.